Hello, this is Gray Hughes. I'm re-uploading last night's video minus the NBA clip that I had. Apparently that little tiny clip was copyrighted, and I also removed some private information that popped up on the screen shortly as well. So that stuff is gone, but the rest of it is there in its entirety. My wife is cooking, so you might hear some chopping on the wood as I'm speaking right now. I just got a Facebook message that pinged. But anyways, yeah, you can see the whole video from last night. It's just not going to have the chat in it because once you edit a video, it's all gone. And plus, I actually downloaded the video from YouTube and then made the edits, and now I'm uploading it again. All right. So without further ado, here is last night's live stream. Nap time. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening, or good morning as the case may be. Hey! Yes, I don't have my hat on. I wasn't wearing it at the parents' house. Alright, so... Yes, who is that guy? Where's the hat, for Christ's sake? Yeah, well, I'm on here right now because I didn't do the donation earlier in the month, so I thought I'd do it early for next month and then do it. Yeah, so just to let you guys know, I am actually here, but I'm playing last night's live because I wasn't able to re-upload it for some reason, and I wasn't able to manually take out the NBA, the 30 seconds of NBA footage. Oh, what a tragedy. I mean, those guys that's ridiculous. Last month, then we can make a decent donation to a charity that we pick. So we'll try to figure out which one we want to do. I mean, I like the Charlie Project a lot. I also like EquiSearch. But they're hard to, their website doesn't work for some reason. But I want to donate to crime-related charities. I know this is kind of a crazy timing here, but it seems like I keep doing these shows and then I'm forgetting to do it. So I'm thinking we need to do it now. Not a lot of people around now, I can tell. So we'll wait a couple minutes for people to show up. Maybe they can help pick one. Hey, there's Lanky Jen. I'm also trying to think of a new case. I know that there's a couple people sending me cases on Gmail, but I'm getting kind of tired of, everybody doing the same crimes on YouTube. There's nothing new in anybody's videos. It's just sort of rehashing the same thing over and over again. Hello, everybody. Miss Justice, Captain Moo, Natalie from California, as opposed to Natalie from Texas. Jim Nething. That's right. And no, that's not a liquor drink. It's just a... Yeah, so for those of you just showing up, this is last night's live. We picked a charity and donated, but I had to re-upload it, but it wasn't re-uploading, so I'm just playing the video here so you can watch it, but I am here you know, I'll interact with you guys in the chat while this is playing. I'm just getting it back out there. Kind of a cappuccino ice thing that I make. Is that all right? It's cold in Oklahoma, Tabitha said. All right, so what are some of your suggestions for a crime-related charity? I was going to send $150. I know it's not like a ton of money, but you know, for me, it's not too bad. I'm not an organization, right? So what do you think? I was just thinking of a regular charity to help a lot of different people. I don't know the situation, the Brittany Shank one. I don't even know what's going on. I mean, I followed it, but you know, the mother, I haven't heard back or anything. I'd rather donate to like a charity that's an actual charity that helps, you know, that needs money to keep their programs going, like, you know, like the Charlie Project, something like that. Right. Right. Well, send them some money. I'm sending mine into a charity, though. That's what we do on here. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Judy. Hi, Gray. Crime victims. Does this exist? I'm not even sure what that means. That whole sentence. You might have to start over again. Right. Well, don't you think Charlie... I think the Charlie Project... You know, I mean, I think it counts. If, let's say there's somebody that sits there and enters in all the different names into NamUs and things like that... You know, sending money to help pay for those people to do that counts, right? Hey, I was gonna give a. Can you guys hear me right now? Notice how the head stopped on the screen because this isn't live. But hey, I want to give a shout out to Sarah Beth Colagras. She's always out there, you know, seeing the crazy comments that people make towards me and always help me out. So I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, we donated to a cool charity. I'll tell you guys the name of it here, but it's going to come up here in a minute. It's a good one. It's, let's see, hold on a second. It's a long name, so I can't remember, but I've heard of it a million times. Yeah, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I think that's a great one. All right, that's where it went. Okay, so here we go. Back to the video. I'm with you there, Sarah Beth. It's pretty crazy out there, isn't it? Well, sometimes they take a comment totally out of context and then develop this entire narrative around it, or assign emotions to text. It's pretty weird. I mean, those are different types of organizations. Now, there's other ones like the EquiSearch or other funds that go right to reward money, things like that. Right. No, I don't think so. That's a good one there, Winston. That's a good one. Yeah, I want to do one related to crime. Okay, suicide prevention isn't really. I mean, that's a worthy cause, but it's not what I'm trying to do it related to a crime. You know, like EquiSearch. They go out and look for missing people. And you've got.
See, a lot of people are typing in suggestions
Charlie
in the chat, but you can't read it.
I've donated to the Delphi one already on the show. A charity that helps criminals, the ACLU. I'm sure they help people that aren't criminals as well. Makes sense, doesn't it? Come on, guys, type them in. Which ones? I might just do the Charlie Project again. Okay, let's try that one. Missing and Exploited Children Network. I like that one. Let's see. This one right here, National Center for... Very cool, AH. Alright. There we go. Let's do it. I like that one. You picked the right one there, Natalie. That's a good one. I did Charlie Project a little while ago, but I think this one's a good one there. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. That's not, I don't have the company. Right there. There we go. Yep, I'm on there. So some of the donations that are sent in go to my PayPal account and we'll donate to charity. We try to do it on the 1st of each month, but for some reason this month it just kept getting pushed back. So I'm combining the 1st of this month and the 1st of this next month coming up on this one. Yeah, I guess I have to put this crap in here. I'll have to do that off the screen over here. I don't want my address on the internet there. Although it's pretty easy to find. Everybody knows where everybody lives. It's the internet age. Hey, oh well, thank you for donating, and it helped out with the donation. All right, so there you go. Thank you for the donation, $150, and I don't need to share it on Facebook. And there we go, right there. So you guys help allow us to be able to do that. I appreciate that. And there it is. See, like Karen K and Lanky Jen right there help allow us to donate to charity once a month on this channel. It'd be nice someday in the future, let's say...
Love you all, freaks and grey.
Oh, I love you too. So the thing is in the future, you know, let's say we get up to like 70,000, we got a lot of viewers, I can donate a lot more, you know, so that would be great. Cheers with the Gatorade bottle. Man, you can really hear me. And yes, I still have the money in there for the drone. I just wanted to donate. PayPal is so easy to donate from. So that worked. Yeah, I've Googled my own name. I'm all over the place in there. A lot of wackos out there. Well, I know that I know John Lorden donates, so got to give him some props too. But thank you. I appreciate the you know, the sentiment. Oh, cool. Yeah, so maybe the following month, like in let's see, February 1st, we can do that. You know, remind me of that one there, Carolina. Thanks, life's journey, let it go. Life is a journey, let it go. Man, that's a long one. Yeah, thank you.
Hope this helps next time you donate.
Oh, I like
your
that
channel.
One. Yeah, let me next month. Make sure you remind me of that one. And I like that one. Cold Case Investigative Research Institute. I don't know much about it, but maybe we can look into it. See what they're doing. And maybe sometime we could actually do like a fundraiser of some sort, you know, like a, I don't know, something for specific projects. You know, what's interesting is I'm working on something with John Lorden and a podcaster named Morph. You know, we've talked about like maybe raising money for Parabon Nanolabs, because that costs like, I think it's something like $1,500 to do the regular, here's DNA to do the image of what the person might look like, and then it's like $3,000 to do the ancestry part. But it'd be cool across all of our platforms to really try to get that going, to get it taken care of. Auction off Hughes merchandise? Hey, my stuff isn't auction, man. That's high. Thanks, amazing 80 Mrs. Hall. High quality. Yeah, I keep getting more people sending in pictures with the mug. You guys should get some. If you haven't got the Nefarious hoodie, you should do it. Now, that's if you want one. At the Thanksgiving, or not Thanksgiving, at the dinner we had tonight, people were like, whoa. You know, my whole family were tripping out about my YouTube channel. I was saying, it's not that big. I mean, 25,000 subs is pretty cool, but it's, you know, you've seen channels out there with hundreds of thousands. But they were pretty excited for me. And they watch it sometimes. My brother was like, God, you're accurate so often. And I said, well, when you speculate on the facts, even on this Kelsey Berreth case, even when you start adding in the, what do you call it, the solicitation, the theory still is going to be about the same. It's just that another person did the driving up there. Thanks, Donna White. Yeah, it's a little strange. I guess I don't really do the things like other people do to try to get subs all the time. Like, going to bigger channels and, pumping my name out and trying to tell, hey, I'm going to do a show in a few minutes. I don't do that on like bigger channels. I just sort of do my own show, and I've done a few collaborations lately. I like working. Clarissa was pretty cool to work with. I mean, I like working with her, but I don't know. I don't want to. I'm kind of just going to really limit it now.
Happy holidays.
Happy holiday. Like, she was fun to work with, but I'm going to limit it because it's sort of a. I don't know. It's sort of diluting my channel a little bit, right? I mean, I don't want to. I want to know what your guys' opinion is of that, because that's what I feel like. I feel like I keep giving, like, other people keep coming on here, joining in, hey, and it just seems like that's what's happening. And I watch the comments in my chat, and they really bring me down. And not from my viewers, but the people who show up to pump their channels. And it really throws me off because I know what's going on. But, on their end, it's smart, right? That's what people do. I just never did it, so I feel sort of like, why can't you pay your dues too and do the same shit? Like, take the years and go through and make video after video after video after video. And yeah, and see, then Raven right there, right? Hey, by the way, check out my drone. That's okay. Yeah, he has drone footage. He did a live drone. I don't know how the hell he was pulling that off, but he did a live drone video the other day, and I just happened to be on YouTube, and there he was, and I went there, and I was the only one watching. So I was like, hey, Raven. And he was like, holy shit, what's going on? It was pretty funny. That was hilarious. I think he just got done crashing the damn thing. Thanks, Judy. So when you see people come in here and they do the whole game where they, hey everybody, I'm going live right after this. That's really lame, okay? Really is. That means they're just here to pop in, let everybody know they're going live, and then just sort of, everybody come over here. Okay? And I don't like feeling used like that. It's sort of a weird feeling. But I guess that's just sort of the YouTube game, right? That's what it is. Just follow my first mind. Yep, that's what I do. I just know that I get really off, like when I'm doing videos and I'm seeing some of this stuff going on in my chat, pumping channels, it just absolutely takes the wind out of the sails of the show. And I don't really know how to get around that, because you guys want me to pay attention to what you're saying. Not every second, but every once in a while I'll read some comments. And then when I turn my head to read the comments, it's like, I don't have my sound effects up, or I would have played the dying Pac-Man sound. Yes, Joey, I'm looking at the screen now. Yeah. No, it's okay. The thing is here's what we know about this channel here, is we look at the facts of a case and look at the layout, and I know people are trying to copy that now too with the Google Earth stuff. It's just really, it's kind of been depressing, And we lay out all of the map and the facts, and then using that we develop theories, and the theories are usually pretty good for the they always seem to work out pretty good. Now, there's always something that you're not going to get to know, and you find out later. And sometimes those will completely twist or change what the theory is because they're so dramatic, that one thing that you didn't get to know. Like in this case here, the Berreth case, it is a little bit dramatic. That I am possibly planning on coming on later this evening. This is just for me to get this video back out that I put out last night, but I had to remove the NBA content that was on there. Okay, it wasn't gonna shut my channel down or anything like that. It was just that the video became, the property almost of the NBA. I mean, it was crazy for 30 freaking seconds. Unbelievable. There's a soliciting charge because now you can throw in a lot of different angles of to why the phone pinged or how it pinged up in a different area, who killed her, all those different things. But I think in general everything's going to be pretty similar. That's true, Joey. And by the way, I do have hoodies for sale. Come on, that was a good. Well, thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Okay, well, I also have tank tops too. Does that work? Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is the summertime here is winter in Australia. So, like when I was... Thanks. We love you. Thank you. Living in Melbourne, as they pronounce it. Melbourne. Or, let's see. I live in Melbourne. Hey, Lori Law. Thank you. Wow. When I was in Melbourne, it was just like Oregon. It rained the whole time, sprinkly, kind of cold, maybe 55, 60. So it was just like Oregon. Now, I know lots of the other parts of Australia aren't like Oregon whatsoever. They're like Mars. Thank you, Lori Law.
Oh my God.
Very kind. Thank you. Merry Christmas. To me, I guess, in that case. Let's see. But when I... Hello, Jana Fan says, as she sneaks into the room quietly while fashionably late. That's pretty good. And that's actually what Jana Fan wrote, what I just said. You remember that, Jana Fan? That was pretty good. I like that one. It was written so well for just a YouTube chat comment. Yeah? Wasn't bad at all. Good to see family. Oh yeah? Thanks, Lanky Jen. What are you proud of? I did talk to my family about some of the craziness on YouTube and the over dramatic stuff that's on there. They were just they laughed. I mean, they're all aware of social media and all that kind of stuff, so it's kind of an interesting conversation. The thing is the way I am on the show and the humor that I use sometimes is exactly what I do when I'm with them. So when they watch my show, they just said, "Nope, that's just gray there." See, there you go. No, I did not. I did not ride an ostrich. I basically hung out like a little thug. I wasn't a thug, but I just hung out with the kids in the video game places, and we'd take the 2-cent pieces, which are similar in size. I was only about 16, all right? the 2-cent piece, which were similar in size to like their 20-cent piece or whatever the hell they had there. And then you could put it in there and then flick it up with your hand, and it would actually go into the machine and work. So you'd sit there and play video games all day for 1/20th, tenth of the price, right? And then sometimes we go to footy games. We did play basketball at the college. We were like way better than any of the players there. Like I was a pretty good player when I was younger. So I was 16, and we just go there and just, they didn't know what the hell was going on. But I didn't try to play Australian rules football with them because they'd kick my ass. So. Let's see. What is... freaks. I just found an amazing crime... Okay. See, here's what we got right now. We've got this is somebody right now who's selling another YouTube channel. You see, it's weird. Just classic. We were just talking about that 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Yes, hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. And if you just got here, we just donated $150 to a charity. And what was the name of it? Let me see. I was talking about another one, and then we donated. Let's see. It's right here. And we sent it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Okay? So we did send that off. Okay, somebody sent me a video, apparently. Another video of the ladder. Let's see what this looks like. In the Kelsey Berreth case. Is it going to be playing right here? Or? Looks like an ad. Oh, wow. Poor guy. Jesus. It's not a good day when you get cement dumped into your car, is it?
Law enforcement, guns drawn, pointed at Patrick Frazee.
Matthew.
The drama playing out 1 month after Frazee's fiancé.
Yes, for those of you just showing up, this is a live of last night's live, as I had to remove an NBA clip and some personal information that barely popped up on the screen, but with the psychos out there, you just never know. Okay, so there you go, and we're back to that just so it's out on the web. And then tonight we'll probably do another show, but I'm trying to figure out in my genre what kinds of things are happy enough to discuss on New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve.
And the mother of his baby girl vanished.
You see him? He's in cuffs. We're just outside Patrick Frazee's property here, and right up there, investigators have Patrick Frazee in custody. They rolled in here just a few minutes ago with an arrest warrant. The latest twist in the investigation into 29-year-old Kelsey Berreth's sudden disappearance. Police hauled Frazee off to county jail, the 32-year-old posing for his mugshot, facing charges of first-degree murder. A shocking change from previous weeks when police refused to call him a suspect.
Now, I'm not willing to jump to conclusions.
But last Friday, the first search of Frazee's property, when dozens of investigators rolled up to his...
Thanks, at Sierra Fire. How do you say that? At Sierra... Am I saying that right? At Sierra Fire? Yes, the Blazers did win. What's crazy about the game is we just almost didn't win. Let me see if I can show you this little clip right here. It's crazy. Look at this. I mean, when I left, about 5 minutes before I left my parents' house, we were up 10 with like very little time left, and all of a sudden, I get in the car and it's very close.
Front gate with dogs, digging equipment.
And that's where I removed the NBA footage. Hey, thank you, Ashley Smith. There you go, moonwalk. Wow, is that part of the song?
Gray, you are simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Ah, see, that made my day right there. I can, sometimes you're feeling a little down, but boom, look at that. Thank you.
And an FBI evidence team scouring the 35-acre property for 2 days.
You don't take a backhoe to somebody's ranch and start digging.
Oh, here's
if you
Nancy
don't
Grace now?
suspect
Holy
you're going
shit.
to find something.
Oh, God.
They towed away Frazie's truck, but didn't find Kelsey or her body.
I was kind of surprised that
But
Go
in the
Lightly
last
likes
48 hours, sources say
Nancy
new
Grace.
information and interviews rapidly
But the thing
transformed
is
the case, providing enough
maybe Nancy Grace acts differently with different people. I don't know, but I've heard total nightmare stuff from people. And I don't like her coverage of crimes. I like her podcast. I think that's pretty good. But when she's on a TV show like Dr. Phil or anything, it's just, you're going to get nothing but bogus, sensationalistic garbage at that point. Just, what's the most sensationalistic thing that we could possibly say, and I'm going to say it right now. Like the Delphi case and the Kanika Jenkins case, she had no business nor clue what she was talking about on either of them, and destroyed any sort of momentum that you have with the reality. Like you're trying to tell people, listen, everybody, listen, this is what it is, and then people are like, okay, I see it, and then she comes on, and, you hear what she said, and it was so depressing to me to have to go backwards in time and then deal with the new round of sensationalistic garbage.
They towed away Frazie's
Nancy
truck,
Grace
but didn't
is
find
lame.
Kelsey or her body. But in the last 48 hours, sources say new...
I think I missed that by Mitch, but that was pretty. It would have been pretty funny if my audio wasn't too loud. He wrote, "Nancy Grace is lame."
information and interviews rapidly transformed the case, providing enough probable cause for an arrest warrant.
In my mind, what is going to make or break this case is the forensic evidence within Kelsey's home and the cell phone evidence.
And the story isn't over yet. More arrests could be coming. Investigators say they know where Berreth died, but haven't yet revealed how. They still haven't found her body.
Sadly, we do not.
Thanks, Chicken. I'm just going to skip it around. This is like a full video here.
Text messages sent from Berreth's phone 3 days after Thanksgiving.
Officers were.
What it said.
Wow,
What is the text
snow on the
message
ground.
Kelsey sent you on the 25th?
When I learned that
I think the text message said, "Hey, I'm going to be out of town for a while. Don't expect me to call." And that gives him an out of why he didn't call anybody. Oh, she said she'd call me back. I think he thought through that kind of detail.
texted, not even called,
Right.
texted her boss to say, I'm going to be gone a week.
Right, yeah, we've said that since the beginning. We thought that was weird because nobody ever does that.
And then texted the fiance, and it didn't fit together to me. Why didn't it fit together? Because someone was lying.
Police also say at 5:13
Cold cinnamon rolls.
Wait,
The
what?
phone is.
Hold on.
Washington and Idaho. At 5:13 p.m. the same day, Berreth's phone was detected by a cell tower nearly 800 miles away in
we
Idaho.
just said that.
Berreth has family in Washington and Idaho where her mother lives, but no one had seen her.
Make search, they found both of her cars in the driveway and signs that she'd left unexpectedly.
Yes, at this time, yes.
At the time, his now former attorney said, given more notice, Frazee would have been there.
Patrick wasn't notified
Right,
about
right.
the press conference until about approximately an hour.
Right, that's
prior to
great,
the
guy,
press
but he
conference,
could have talked to
and
people
he
anytime
doesn't
he
wanna
wanted
distract
to.
And
me.
as he and his daughter left a meeting at the office of a Colorado Springs criminal defense attorney.
Patrick, why don't you talk to us?
Everybody in their right mind knows that. If you lose someone you love, you're out there looking.
Right,
You're
exactly.
lying on the front steps of the police station.
Hey,
begging
Trisha.
For just
Yeah, Trisha sends me email stuff. She's really focused in on the custody stuff over and over again. The thing is, we still just
Gray
don't
and
know.
all his freaks are awesome. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
justice. What did he do? Clam up and speak through his lawyer.
Yeah.
Everything
See, my thing
changed
is
this
I think
morning.
he should have early on when she was missing. That's when you originally would come forward and say, "Hey, guess what? She's missing. I'm really worried. I mean, obviously, the way I started that wasn't how you'd say it. Guess what? You would come in, you would say, hey, listen, I'm really worried. I hope we can find her. But here's the thing. After he said that, as soon as any type of law enforcement official says, we'd like to talk to you, that's when you can get an attorney, and nobody really questions that. What they question is that he never came forward to anybody in the media expressing his concern that she's missing. Nobody does that at all, ever, okay? Because there's nothing that could damn you in the law if he said, listen, I'm really worried about her. I have no idea where she is. I'd like to find her. That's it, right? And then if you're found out to be a murderer later, that was all bullshit anyways. And if it turns out that you have nothing to do with it, at least you said that, and you don't look like a complete heartless idiot, okay? So there you go.
Just a few minutes ago, investigators showed up here. They cut the lock on that gate and went up the road. They met Patrick Frazee as he was coming down. They ordered him out of the car. He is now in handcuffs right up there.
The 32-year-old dad now facing first-degree murder charges and potentially the death penalty. Police say they identified the main crime scene back at Berreth's townhome, overnight carrying out bags of evidence.
Investigators have recovered a number of items that make us suspicious that the crime did occur at Kelsey's residence.
Full of blood. Maybe they found spatter. Maybe they found blowback. And whatever they...
It's almost like she's listening to my show.
That Patrick had somebody working with him?
What happened in there?
Formal charges are expected within the next 10 days. As for the couple's 1-year-old daughter, tonight we are told she is safe and with Kelsey's family.
Can a case be prosecuted without a body? Of course.
Yeah. Wow. I bet you they do that. Like, I've noticed that there's some kind of overlap sometimes. I don't know if it's because we think similarly on some things, but it's just...
Do they need to find Kelsey's remains?
No.
Yes, they do. But
yeah, well, they need to find her for the family, but they don't need to.
For prosecution purposes.
They don't need to
find her.
But
for her baby, when her baby...
They obviously have enough right now, or they wouldn't have arrested him. But they obviously want to find the body, so for the family, and it would make a more solid case, but they don't need to find the body. So I don't agree with that. Alright. So let's go back to the chat here. What's going on? What's going on? Doesn't it seem like... Did you guys watch the Mihalovic video yesterday? Don't you think that they should be able to solve that one? It just feels like it should be. No, you're not in timeout, Bush Beach. There, I haven't heard a damn thing about Cheryl Coker. I've communicated with the same family members that you see on TV sometimes, but she just said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a trip and visit the." There's nothing, no movement whatsoever. Doesn't it seem? It's actually really similar to the. Hey, Jim. I just hit my elbow. I'm just letting you know that I'm not actually live right now. I mean, I am live, but I'm streaming last night's live because I had to remove a couple items that were... One was the NBA, and then one was personal information. The rest is all the way it was, all right? So there you go. The Kelsey Berreth case, in my opinion, I think it's very, very similar. I know. Oh, I'm not? Pamela? Jesus. Wow, I didn't realize it. Even though at the beginning of my show I said, "Hey, everybody." Wow, that's some weird sound there. Was it like that like the whole rest of the show? But yeah, I'm not wearing a hat because I just got home from my parents' house and I wasn't wearing a hat there. But sometimes at home I'm wearing a hat. The animal incinerator. Oh. Well, right after checking the animal incinerator, I think they need to check for radiation from, you guess it, UFOs, perhaps even landing on their property, abducting Kelsey, and beaming her to some unknown location that we just aren't aware of at this point. Hey, Natalie, see, I always make that kind of a joke when there's a theory that I consider to be way a stretch, like quite a large stretch there. All right? And so apparently Pamela agrees as well. Which is, it could be possible. You just never know. But of course, that's where you get the alien comments. Now, it could have happened. It really could have. I just think it'd be really kind of dumb to dispose of her body on his property with all that wilderness out there. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you so much for agreeing with me. Oh, it means so much. There's a case in Canada where they used a pig incinerator. Okay. Excellent. Okay, I think I fixed it. That's so crazy that they keep that up there. I changed the title last night during the video, but then somehow it's still crappy. I just typed it in really quick and went live. I was tired, and I looked at it. I was like, God, that is the worst grammar and writing I've ever seen. It was horrible. So hopefully it's fixed right now. I just did it manually again during the show. So let me just make sure. Okay, good. All right, so let's see. That comment I just made a minute ago when I said, oh, I'm so happy you were agreeing. I was actually imitating. There was two people that they were so happy that they agreed with each other. So it wasn't me, making fun of somebody who was agreeing with me, all right? I know a lot of people, that's what sucks, not having the chat on the side, so you can't put two and two together. They've also had cases where they've used wood chippers and all kinds of things. Well, thanks for letting me know about that again. Jesus, can't believe it. Say that? Sandy Starr said she channeled the spirit world, and it was indeed aliens. I was watching this other channel today, and they actually played a video of a psychic for like 20 minutes. I couldn't. Yeah, I did see that, Ada. It's unfortunate. Sometimes when you type in comments, you have people, and I've done it myself, where you misinterpret what the meaning of what somebody's saying. And I commented on a YouTuber's channel, and they just went off and had this whole different perspective, and then everything I would say after that was turned into alternate meaning. It was really strange, actually. And then I was being attacked in the chat by everybody because they all, how it works when the YouTuber, everybody's defending the YouTuber, and then I would comment back to that commenter, and then the YouTuber actually was thinking I was responding to them and keeping it going, when in reality I wasn't. It was really strange, right? And that was a couple nights ago. And then last night there was a full-on bashing session of me by people who really have poor, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it was just, everything was so inaccurate when I was listening to it. I was just shocked, actually. But what was worse was that there were people in there agreeing with all of it, and it was making me sad. And I know that there's actually a couple of people that are chatting in here right now that said some of those things. So, yeah. See, what they do is they take things out of context. Like I was talking about the Watts case, and then I said that, we should just let the Watts case die. And then that was interpreted as me saying, quit talking about the Watts case on your show right now. And that's absolutely ludicrous. But it made good theater. It sure made good theater for them, boy. Everybody was getting riled up. And it created a whole new show for the next day. They even lied on there. I never called Oni any names or anything. I like Oni. Oni's a nice person. Okay? I don't have anything against him. All right. I don't even know how to explain it. I never seen anything so ludicrous in my life. I actually watched it this morning in complete bewilderment, just thinking, wow, holy crap. It's not going to work out for them now. They think it's really sort of pumping up the channel. It's crazy. I didn't expose myself to anything. I just went over there to watch a show and made a couple comments. Also, there was a comment in there about how weird it was that Shanann wasn't picked up on surveillance camera, and I said, well, it really isn't when you have it's not weird at all. When you have motion-activated cameras, that's what happens. There has to be enough pixels, and it's like, oh, see, look at that. Now he's angry, so now he's attacking. It was really pretty ludicrous. I don't really know how else. That's how I am. That's how I comment. I just say the facts. I just jump in. I don't try to sugarcoat it and say, hey, would you mind if I say something? Would you mind if I cut in for a second? That's just not going to happen, okay? I just say what I see, all right? And, if you can't deal with it, then that's okay. But, man, I was called names and shit in there. Yes, I did call them a clown after all of their comments that they kept making. I left for 15 minutes, and I came back, and they're still talking about me. So I said, wow, you clowns are still talking about me? Now did you hear him call us clowns? Oh, like, really? You sat there and you belittled me for 15 minutes, and I can't do anything. And then I call you clowns, and that's a bad thing? Jesus, get over it. Yeah, and I've been saying that forever. Rodeo clowns, whatever. It's not even really, don't get too offended by the word clown, all right? And I'm not trying to make this like the Hatfields and McCoys, all right? I just want to do my own videos, and I didn't appreciate how some of them would come over to my channel and pump their channel on my show endlessly, over and over again. And then at the end go, hey, I'm going live now, everybody. And everybody just jumps over there. Not that that's dumb on their part. It's just got really disheartening, because then I realized the only reason they were even here was to sell their own freaking channel, okay? And I can literally say that I've never done that. I've gone on, there has been times where I've covered a video, like 10 videos in a row, of the same case, and then some new, or even an older YouTuber like Lorden or somebody might make a video on that case, and I'll say, hey, I've actually made some on this too. He doesn't mind that, but that's not what was going on in here. It's ludicrous. Okay, so we're just not gonna. I don't really want to communicate with them anymore. I'm not going to talk about them. I don't even use their names. Okay, and I don't mind them using my name, because then people come over and check out the channel and they're like, oh wow, I actually kind of like this. All right, but I am not going to be mentioning their names. I think it was that whole situation. Listening to that this morning, it was so disheartening to see people with such poor reasoning ability. Where they assigned. It was really weird. When you're typing in, they were saying, God, he was like yelling at us. Well, how do you know? I typed something in. It's like I use this as an example sometimes when people say, what's set up on the road ahead? Now, if you saw that written, you'd probably think, what's set up on the road ahead? But if you say it this way, what's set up on the road ahead? That changes the meaning completely, but it's up to you. It's unfortunate that you read it that way. Okay, but I didn't type all caps or anything like that. I'm just saying what I'm saying, and it was absolutely incredible. So at the end, I said, I apologize for disrupting whatever, and I didn't mean to do whatever, and see you guys later. All right, and then they're mad. See the video that you were just watching from last night? They got upset about that. And the thing is, it's true, okay? Now, everybody can go watch anybody's true crime. They said that I said that nobody else should be able to do Google Earth. Did you hear me mention Google Earth earlier when I said, yeah, now people are starting to use Google Earth? Did I mention in there, I don't think they should be able to do it. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. I didn't say that at all. I just said people are starting to do that now. You see how it's totally misinterpreted, and then they throw it out there as if I'd said that, and it was said over and over again on that freaking show that he said that other people shouldn't be able to use Google Earth. You know, and you heard it a minute ago. I didn't say that at all. I said, wow, now everybody else is using Google Earth now. That's all I said. Yeah. Yeah, it's ludicrous, right? And then you got these childish people that come from my chat and go over and say, oh, did you see what Gray said? Because they love the drama part of it. I don't care about the drama. I just want to do the crime, go over the crime stuff. All right? And it's just really ludicrous what I was seeing yesterday. And I'm just telling you what I think about the situation. I've really been disheartened seeing a certain group of YouTubers that just pop up on my show every single day over and over again to pump their channels. And you know what's crazy is I even donated to one of them, and then they bashed me the next day on the freaking live. Right? So there you go. All right, Merry Christmas. So I'm going to get back to playing last night's live. Couldn't believe it. Wow. Listen, and then people were saying, well, he's not even close. He's missing some facts. And then instead of saying, oh, he's totally bogus, because here's the deal right here. Listen to this. A psychic time shouldn't matter. Like, they should have it, nail it the first time. Like, boom, they got it. Right? You don't need to say, well, it was about a couple weeks ago, so they were a little bit off. Well, what do you mean? They're psychic. They should have all of it right now. There shouldn't be any sort of time, the time shouldn't matter. What? So they can read more of the news and form a little bit more accurate of a quote psychic experience? Yes, Fargo. I think Pamela wanted me to put my hat back on or something. But this is my head. Yes, it looks like I didn't notice before, but now I'm looking, and it seems like I do have. It's like my hair's receding a little bit. It goes back in here. I've got the gray. Like it. Here is. All right, so I have to go deliver some food to a friend. My wife made these really yummy egg rolls and stuff, so I'll be back in probably 15 minutes, but this will still be playing, okay? Is how psychics work a lot of times. They join Facebook groups and social media sites, and they learn all they can about the case, and they logically think about the case, and they develop a reasonable opinion, and then they say, oh my God, I'm being a psychic. Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, I'd have a lot more respect for you if you did a cold reading, like you were in a box for 6 years, and you come out, and then I say, hey, there's a case going on. Tell me what's going on. Well, I almost have the same attire. Yeah, people are going to show up and go, who the hell is that guy? Yeah, because I've had that damn hat on. But the hat's just sort of a convenient, like, oh, put the hat on, get onto YouTube. Nah. Yeah. The thing about the Watts case is of course, I don't want to talk about the Watts case at all, but you're talking about the psychic was pretty spot on in the Watts case. Yeah, well, you said pretty spot on. He should have been 100% spot on, or she, or whatever the hell it was. And the thing is I think everybody kind of knew what happened right away. So you didn't need to be a psychic. Everybody knew. You know, like the information came out like 2 days later. They already found everything. Everything was done. So to come, oh, I'm a psychic. Listen, you got to really look at stuff rationally when people claim to be a psychic and see what's really going on, and it's just never really anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any have the gift. You know. There's one named something like Renner, something like that Ada brings up. She seems to have a little bit of credibility with like even the FBI and shit like that. But a lot of these other ones, forget it. Oh, I see water. I see water. Oh, I see water. Oh. Oh, thanks, Christiane. The cruise case, huh? I don't think I ever did a straight-up video on it, but I've made videos that support the case. They were actually made for the private investigator. The problem is if you give in and say, oh, I think some have the gift, and then you say, well, maybe more have the gift than you say that they do. Right. That's the thing is I have that, what Jan just said right there. Like, I don't know what it's called, but like, okay, here's an example for me. Like, I do have a channel called Personal Paranormal Experiences, right? But it has nothing to do with, oh, you're a psychic. They're just those weird things that happen to you, right? Like, you know, everybody has those. So I had one that I don't bring up very often, but my, let's see, my uncle or great uncle, he had cancer and he was dying, and my mom called and said he just wasn't doing very well, and how sad it was to see him in so much pain. And I just went to bed feeling so shitty. And in the middle of the night, I just woke up absolutely happy. And I said, oh, he died. He just died. He's not suffering anymore. And I went into my brother's room, woke him up. I said, he just died. And it was like, it was like, let's say it was 3 o'clock in the morning or something. And then I went back to sleep even, because now I just felt peaceful. I knew it. And then in the morning, I called my mom, and she said, yeah, he died around 3 o'clock. Right? So it was like, I don't know if that's what that's called. I don't know if that's ESP or whatever. All I feel like it is just like intuition of some sort, you know? Things like that. So, you know, I wouldn't call that some kind of psychic ability because I didn't call on anything. But I think everybody has things like that. They have those times where they feel something happens where you go, wow, that is really, I can't even explain that. Yeah. So that's what my Personal Paranormal channel is really about. I've sort of neglected it for a while. I've got 6 videos on it. They're all mini documentaries on different people's experiences, but everybody has one of those weird things, right? I wouldn't call it abilities. I just think that they're, you know, everybody just has weird things like that happen that are unexplained, really. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Wendy? See, that's weird, right? It's kind of a strange thing. Like, you always hear with the stuff with twins, right? How they feel, what the other one feels, kind of. Even separated. Well, the channel's called Personal Paranormal Experiences. So if you guys, you should go subscribe over there and maybe get me some motivation to start doing some more of those. Because I have a Facebook page called Personal Paranormal, and what people do is they come on there and they tell their story, and then if it seems like it's documentary worthy, you know, a mini documentary, then what they do is they load up any photos that they have. They give me the address, we do it on the side, and then they call up, and then I record them on Skype, their voice, and then I put that down as the track. And you don't really hear me much at all. They're just explaining what happened, and then I support it with images, and that's it. Right? I know it sounds weird because I'm so fact-oriented on here, and the thing is to me, somebody's experience is a fact, right? I'm not going to debunk it. I'm not going to try to explain it. or anything like that. I'm not going to say, well, are you sure it wasn't the wind or some creaky, you know. That's not what I do. Yeah. I will get someone in my mind and then they will call me. I have a lot of weird, like, I don't really know how to explain it. I think intuition is just the right word. Just those moments where I just know something is about to happen and then bang, you know, there it is, right? But you know, I can't sit there and say, "Oh, wow, I'm a psychic." I don't call on anything. Like I can't grab a shirt and then go, "Oh my God, I see some fiery bushes and some." You know, I think all that's crazy, right? Yeah, deja vu is a little different because deja vu is a feeling that you've done it before. I've had a lot of vuja days though, where I just absolutely know that I've never done this before. Let's see. All right. Some people actually got that. A little bit of humor there. All right. Yes. Back to you, Jim. Yeah. So if you guys want, you can join that Facebook group.
In love
and if you have a story, but I want one of those ones where you don't have 1,000. See, when people have 16 million different stories, I don't want to hear your stories, okay? I want to hear if you have that one story that's just like, wow, I can't explain this. And you'll see that in the ones that I have up there. They're wild. You know, some old lady in Scotland at a bus stop. The person who did the story was upstairs. She came down and asked the lady if she needed a ride or something, and the lady said, "Nah, I don't need one." But then she went up and got an umbrella for her, handed her the umbrella, and said, "Listen, we'll just give you a ride." Went upstairs, came back down, and the lady was just gone. But there was nowhere for her to have gone that time of night, right? And then they actually found the umbrella in the bus stop. Yeah, now I'm back. I just delivered that food. Okay, so they're not needy people. It was just my mom makes some yummy food, so I brought it over there. She just sort of disappeared out of nowhere. So that was one of them. Yeah, Audra has one on there too. Audra Blankenship. I'm not a patroller. Sharia is bad. Even I don't get what your comment means, Winston Churchill. It's just so random. Absolutely meaningless. Yeah, let's see. He drove past me ahead. I said I'm gonna marry him, and he's sitting right beside me. That's pretty cool. Joey. Blue is just fine. Blue is just fine. Hey, I wanted to say thank you to Laura Winnick, who donated on PayPal while we've been talking here. And let's see, there was another one here too. A second. Oh, and also Addie Riley. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. All right, back to the video. We cooked them up for dinner tonight. Come on! Oh, look at you're gonna go. Oh, Gray, that's so mean. Oh, I'm gonna call PETA up. I'm gonna call. Yeah, I said I cooked Blue for dinner. Okay, it was a joke. But there were a couple of comments. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, he's actually, you know. No, he's great. I actually played a whole bunch of videos of him That is something I want to show you guys. I want to show you the when he like poops or something in a room in the back where he's not supposed to. Like if we just, sometimes he runs up and he's trying to get your attention, but you're doing something, and then he sort of wanders off and maybe poop. I mean, it's really rare, but if you catch him doing it, and you come up to Blue and you say, Blue, what's going on there? He makes any other guilty look you've ever seen on any other creature or human of any kind. He makes them look like they're absolutely stoic and happy. Because, I mean, he's got this thing where he walks, literally, he does a dog walk, but he intentionally is moving every single joint very slowly. Like, it's just like, it's like he's walking, but 1/10 the speed, and he doesn't look at you. It's almost like he's trying to sneak away quietly, but it's it's so ludicrous. I have to play. I got to record this for you guys. I mean, the sad part is how do you record it? Make him think he did something bad, and then say, hey, that's sort of like torture, right? So you got to wait for the actual thing to happen and then record him. Let's see. He's crazy though. When I say crazy, I don't mean like in a weird. I think he's just one of the smartest dogs I've ever seen. He's very human-like. It's weird. He teases me on purpose, like literally. Like I'll be sitting there, and all of a sudden he's got a toy, and he just squeaks it a million miles, like over and over again. He just won't stop. And then you look at him, and then he kind of backs off a little bit with it, and then you start doing something else again, and he comes back and starts pounding it against your leg over and over again. There's Blue, everybody. There he is right there. Blue. Woo! Yeah, look into the camera, Blue. Oh, God, he's really struggling. I don't think he likes that angle. All right. And then you turn to look at him, and he backs up a little bit. And then he puts it on the ground, and you try to reach for it, and he grabs it from, it's weird. It's, my Wheeler's Blue. This is Blue. That very. Man, sometimes I read comments and I have absolutely no idea what they're typing. I have no idea what that means. I name my Wheelers Blue this or Blue that. Very OG 0101. Yeah. Yeah. It's like this little duck thing that he's got. I don't even know if it's around here, but man, he goes wild. And then in the backyard, we have a bigger duck toy, and I just throw it, and he'll literally keep searching for it till he finds it, grabs it, and brings it back. And this is a Chihuahua, right? They don't normally do that. I think I just got really lucky with this one. Yeah, 101 equals LOL. For those newbies in here that don't know that on this channel, 101 actually means LOL. Ada was reading one of the letters that were written to Chris Watts, and when she was reading it, the person who wrote the letter had written LOL, but when she read it out loud to imitate this person, she said something like, "Oh, so last night I was reading a book, 101. I was, so she read it as 101, and then we just all started laughing. And then we said, okay, wow, I think that just means that 101 is now LOL. It means LOL for the rest of the history of this channel. So you see a lot of people type 101 in. That's because they were here when that actually happened or have learned since. Yeah. Blue is a well-behaved dog. The only thing that he does that's a little bit neurotic, I guess, would be Every time any of us leaves, he gets so angry. Like he runs up and tries to keep you from leaving. Right? Mainly me, though. Like when my wife leaves, he'll kind of give a little, bah! You know, and then I go, Blue. And then he looks at me, and then she goes out the door, and then he goes, bah! God, don't you think that's ridiculous? Like, look at that. See, they know what they're doing. It's just like the little kid. You know when they poke the brother, and then the parent says, hey, don't poke the brother, and then they poke one last time, but it's really subtle. That's what the dogs do. They bark, and then you say, Blue, don't bark, and then all of a sudden, bah, one more time, and then you go, Blue, then he kind of looks away. Right. But when I leave, my God, holy hell breaks out. Yeah. I think Chihuahuas, I've been around and owned different types of dogs, and that's the best breed. I will not get another type of dog, I don't think. They're awesome. Or breed, I guess.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Because I can't type anything.
And I never thought that.
I get
That
this
sounds
weird
crazy,
error
right?
message.
Like I never even thought I'd ever have one.
Oh, it's weird.
And as I've told other people, somebody,
Yeah, I was trying to type, and I get this error. Try again.
he said one time, hey, we've got to get rid of our Chihuahua, and I was only 2 years old, and my wife said, hey, let's see if we like it. And they brought it over, and they never left. I mean, it was like within an hour, I said, okay, we're going to keep it. He just came right in, jumped on my lap, and like snuggled his head right into my shoulder. It was like, are you kidding? I mean, that's the craziest thing ever. Blue sleeps. No, Blue doesn't sleep in. He sleeps right under the desk that I'm sitting at, in a crate. He loves it. Listen, in that crate is this little round pillow, and then this huge sort of soft blanket. And in the morning, when let's say I get up even at 10 o'clock, right, and I open up the crate door, he'll sit in there till 2. Like, you can't even get him out of there. Like, I actually sometimes have to open the door up, physically find him inside the cocoon that he's buried himself in, and then drag him out and say, okay, it's time to get up for the day, all right? I mean, this isn't one of those dogs that needs, like, pampering and stuff, you know? Basically, at about 6 o'clock, he's ready to play at night. He doesn't care anything about the morning or anything. Right, exactly. I always tell people they should crate their dogs, and they always go, oh, Gray, that's so mean. They should be... No, that's how you should do it. Really, everybody should have crate training for their dogs and keep them in there. And then when you're traveling, too, they can be in the crate, and everything's just fine. When they're at home, that's their little place to go, their little cave, their den to be in. But a lot of people just don't believe in it, so they don't know. Wow. Wish I had my sound effects right now. I could hit drama, but I don't have it loaded up, sorry. Yeah, we just have crates so they sleep in them at night. Dogs should never sleep on human beds. You see what I'm saying? Hey, you know what happened to, I can't remember her name, but that girl that had all the cats? She's kind of young. I haven't seen her in here for a long time. Her name just doesn't pop into my head at this second. She had like 20 cats, some dogs. Yeah, Scout. Where is Scout? I haven't seen Scout in a long time. Scout, where are you? Scout. It was pretty good.
Yes, this is the same live as yesterday. I come on ever so often because I had to remove a copyright
portion that was about, you know, the NBA when the Blazers beat Dallas, but their guy hit a crazy shot in the game. And then there was some private information popped up, so I had to delete the video, and now it's being uploaded again with some occasional commentary. Pumpkin ore. Yeah, it was fun. It's always fun to go there. Yeah. I always think it's weird when people have dogs and the dog's pulling them all over the street. You should never let your dog do that. Like, literally, if that dog tries to pull you at all, you should just rear back and just yank the hell out of that. Get the choke chain and just be ready. Boom, boom. I can get a dog in about 15 minutes that was pulling me to within 15 minutes. They'll walk right next to me on the side, and I can hold the leash without even holding it. Just have my 2 fingers out, and the leash is resting on it, and they will not pull it away at that point. Okay? Let's see. What's the drama about? Right. I don't get it. How could there be drama in this conversation? I'm just going to fast forward it through this. Yeah. So this, I actually think this story here is something I'm going to cover. Is this Renton mom and then this other that I got. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is Christmas Eve, but I was going to talk about it later. Yeah, I know people like cats. I know Ada likes cats. I like one cat. Okay. Wow. Now see, this is all blocked on here. Do I need to remove maybe the ad blocker? No. No, wait, I guess I have to answer this question. Yeah, so small business owner, sure. Are involved in active? No. Okay, thanks. So this must be in Renton, Washington? Renton police arrested a 52-year-old woman Tuesday night after she allegedly tied up her family and fatally shot her teen daughter. Reports indicate that if the gun hadn't jammed after she shot her daughter, more deaths might have followed in the suburb just south of Seattle. So yes, that's Renton, Washington. The woman's ex-husband had custody of their children, a 14-year-old daughter and 12-year-old son. She was allowed only supervised visits with her children, court documents indicated. Renton police said she went to their house in the 4700 block of Smithers Avenue. Let's see. Hey, might as well load it up, right? Yeah, so this is right in this area right here. Ah, nice houses too. Well, her son was at home, alone. Well, let's see. What is the name of this lady? Let me get that again. So that was... what's her name, for Christ's sake? I mean... No doubt about that. 52-year-old Svetlana Laurel, the only one that lives there. Let's see if this is it. It's a different spot, that address right there. The address that I just found is a little different. What'd they say it was in, what, Renton, Washington? Whoa, Jesus. Okay, here's one in Renton. Let's see if that's it. That's an apartment there. Sounds like it was more of a house, didn't it? And the kids must have been older, right? I mean, if you're 52, your kids aren't going to be 5, I don't think. I mean, it's possible, right? But let's see. She lives in Washington State and worked for Boeing, I believe. There will always be a job in the industry, so damn. Right here. There aren't really too many YouTube videos about it, if I found. Yeah, I've used automated voices in the past too, but. So this is just, we're just trying to figure out about this case right now as I'm talking, and then eventually we get the whole story put together. Alright, but I'm going to do it again on another night, starting from a position of already having things figured out. But we found the actual house, and then what was weird is on Street View you can see a lady and her husband. We're not really sure if that was her or not. Kind of looks like it could be though. That's because I didn't want my voice out there. Mother run after her and shot her in the head while she was in the phone. Huh. Yeah, that's nuts. Well, let me just go through this. A mother in Washington State fatally shot her 14-year-old daughter as the teen was frantically calling 911 in a plea for help, authorities say. God, I wonder what that 911 call sounds like. The girl was on the phone with the dispatcher on Tuesday night when the operator heard someone say the words, "You called 911? And blow your head off," according to the police report obtained by ABC News. The operator then heard a loud bang and screams that indicated someone had died. Jesus. The daughter, identified by Kiro 7 as Natalie Gulizia. Let's see where she lives here. Hold on. I had a comma here, so that might make a difference. Nah, it must be too young to be in there. The slaying took place at the Renton home of Laurel's former husband, Michael. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do that. That's going to be the answer. I figured there was something a little bit weird that her address wasn't in there. And here it is, right there. And that other address might be the one that we actually had a minute ago. So it's very close to that area, and that's it. Remember that I don't still have it marked, but it was right here on that street. So this house right here is going to be the house that this case is. So now I'm going to have to create a folder for this one. And this is the... Let's see. Her name is Svetlana Laurel Murders. Svetlana Laurel the Barbarian. The Barbarian. Yes, because women can be barbarians too, right? Let's be honest. There we go. And this is the home of, looks like the ex-husband, Michael Gulizia. Alright, I'm not watching the comments, so there we go. Let's take a look at this. Wow. Can you believe this shit? Google Earth drove into their driveway. Like, normally, they just kind of drive around on these streets, but for some reason, I mean, they went back to this little sort of dead end back here. Like, why would they do that? Which is great, you know? Yeah, that's a trip. That could actually be her right there, huh? That actually might be her right there on the left. Let's see. Let's get this, see what she looks like again. Hold on. I bet that's her. Look at that, same color hair and everything. Thanks, Karen K. Appreciate it. Right there.
I try to catch your live shows. Red apple, red apple.
Well, good. That goes through the Google Street View. Let's see. Actually, Google Maps, I mean. So we'll go to Google Maps, and then we're going to put the address in that we just got. And the cool thing about Google Maps, we can try to see what date that was. It actually has the exact date. All right, this is August 2011, so this is old right here, but pretty good quality for that long. Oh, that looked kind of weird. I had my head, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I had my head like right there on this guy's head. So like my head. Boom, Daro's here.
Good night, freaks.
Well, I guess she's not really saying good night though. All right, we'll just go back with a boom.
Boom.
And then earlier, when I don't know if Ada was here yet, but here's hers.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then this one.
Oh my god. Awkward.
Hey, wait, why did that click like that?
Oh my god. Awkward.
Oh, there you go. Okay, good. So there you go. All right. It was twisted around. But this is 2011, so you might think that they were married still at the time, right? I mean, that seems reasonable. I mean, it's 7 years ago. And I would think that that's her, unless they've moved around a few times. We don't know, right? But it is kind of weird that you see her right there, if that's her. And let's see if they have any other dates on that. Just a second. And I think that's just the only date they've got. So that's the only time Street View's been here. Look at that. So that's how Google Earth is, man. Like, they probably drove on this road multiple times, so they stitch it together. Like, only one time ever did they drive down this road, and that's the one we were just looking at. But if I go to here, now I got to pull out that Google Maps again. God dang it. So right here, that would be on the street. And yeah, now look at this. Let's see, where the hell is that? Is it back here a little bit? Okay, that's it right there. So this is July 2018. This shot right here that we're looking at was taken literally 5 months ago. And if you look up here, now this is where the historical thing on Google Maps comes into play. See, that's 2011. So this shot here was done the same day that the one down the driveway was, where you see her. So what's interesting is Google Earth put the most recent one. That's what they do. But now I can go back to 2011, and you'll see on the old Google Maps Street View, you'll still be able to see her on the other street here. So let's try this. All right. So there's that car right there. It's still in the driveway, at least. And there's the guy walking there. See? He's right there. So that's the same guy in the blue shirt. Now, if I go down this direction, now you're going to see them out their car, and they're right there. But that's just because they didn't do it out in sequence. So when Google Earth probably came by, they drove this way, and then maybe later came back and drove this way. But that was in 2011. They've since been back there in 2018, just 5 months ago, and that's the most current look that you have on Google Earth. They've already stitched that in. This drive back here, though, was only done that one time. They didn't update this little side street, which it's a miracle, though, that they actually went on this street right here. And we also don't know if that's really them. 2011 is 7 years ago. Have they moved a few times? Who knows, right? Can't see their face. So maybe if I can go backwards. I'm on Google Earth right now, so let me go back to. Now we're in Google Maps, and we'll go back out here.
Merry Christmas, Christmas tree grey, mushy mushy, rolling on the floor laughing.
Thank you very much, Daro. Daro and Ada are probably the biggest helps on my show. On the side, there's a lot of people that do help and send me a lot of links and discuss it, but Daro and Ada have always been there for me in the bad times. They give me advice even when I don't want to hear it, but it's usually, they're probably accurate most of the time. Okay, don't tell them I said that, though. All right, so now we're going to get back to the show, but thank you very much, Daro. No. Huh. Now it's not letting me switch it back to 2000. There we go. Now I can. All right. So that's 2011. And there they are. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Let's get back to the story. Natalie then went upstairs to try to call for help, but was followed. Okay, let's get to that part. That's the part that's on the 911 call. The daughter, identified by Cairo 7 as Natalie Gulizia, was shot in the head by mother Svetlana Laurel, according to the Renton Police Department. The slaying took place at the Renton home of Laurel's former husband, Michael Gulizia, who had custody of Natalie. Michael Gulizia had returned to the home with the daughter to find his ex-wife, who had tied up their 12-year-old son. Natalie then went upstairs. Thank you, Bush and Beach Lifestyle, for, looks like that one's on Streamlabs since it didn't show up in the chat itself. Streamlabs doesn't have a huge portion taken out by
your channel always makes my day.
YouTube.
Thanks, Gray and Freaks Megs, aka Bush and Beach Lifestyle X.
Boom. Thank you. Natalie then went upstairs to try to call for help, but was followed by her mother. Michael Galuzia told police he heard the sound of a single gunshot upstairs, according to Como News. Investigators say Laurel went back downstairs and tried to shoot her former husband. The gun failed to fire, with Svetlana struggling to clear the malfunction in the pistol. Read court documents obtained by Como News. Michael Galuzia then rammed Svetlana into the wall. Well, good for him. Hope he did it like a linebacker, where his shoulder was underneath her rib cage and just slammed her against the wall. That would have been great. Obtained by Como News, Michael Gulizia then rammed Svetlana into the wall with his shoulder and was able to grab the pistol, according to the station. Yeah, so anytime if you're ever in a horrible situation like that and a gun jams, just do something. Okay? Because if you don't do anything, you're going to get shot. And if you have a moment, just get the guts and do something. All right? Get up and ram them, hit them, knock them on the ground, and other people come and help. Do something. If you don't do anything, you will probably not be living. Michael Gulizia held his ex-wife until police arrived on the scene. Natalie's body was found upstairs. She was just trying to do the right thing, Renton Police Commander Dave Liebman told Como News. She was trying to get help for the family, and for this to happen is just tragic. Laurel, 52, has been charged with first-degree murder. Jesus, that's insane. Does anybody have a motive of any kind? God, the daughter looks so much like her, if that's who that is. Yeah. So that's her 14-year-old daughter. See, her whole face looks very similar. And she just shot her in the head. Jesus. Psycho. Oh, Gray, don't get so angry. It could have just been menopause of some sort. It's not her fault. Thanks, Chris. I have no idea what your image is there, though. Oh, it's another custody deal? Yeah. Is the custody in this article right here that we're looking at? Further down? Has this been all over the news? I haven't heard of it. Yeah, I would think that he had custody. That's why he was over at his house and the kids were there. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. From the Green Forest in the I can't say it right now. Anyways, I gotta go use the facilities for a minute, everybody. What's funny is people are laughing from something I did yesterday, but it's hilarious. I was talking to my wife in the background. You can almost hear it. Thank God the music was blaring now, huh? Oh, wow, look at the music. Oh, crap. Could you guys hear the toilet flush? I don't have the audio for the toilet flush. I told my wife just now what the charity was, and she was excited about it. There we go. That was what I missed from last night's live. I wasn't able to put that in there. Okay. Yeah, because I don't have the sound effects aren't set up. If I turn on the sound effects, it will, the video will stop. So I can't do it. I'm not sure why it does that, but. Wouldn't that be weird if that's really them? I'd like to see a picture of the husband. Let's see if he's got a Facebook thing. Facebook thing, I said. Meaning page. And by thing, I mean an account. I know that wasn't very specific. Hey, I remember fixing that. Hey, it didn't really freeze. I'm actually not. This isn't really a live video. However, it is live stream. I'm just re-uploading it from yesterday. I don't know why the screen looks like that, though. Let me see if I can. All right.
18 to Grey causes Grey.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you for donating to Grey causes Grey.
Yeah, no problem. I think we go over to the Facebook pages and so forth. Wait, hold on, the TV's on just a second. Wow, that's actually her real Facebook page right there.
This is
Look at
Lindsay
that.
on my phone where I can donate. Merry Christmas.
Wow, that's very kind, Tara Bella. Really appreciate that. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. That's like a, you got the God music though. That's a big time. Let me see if I can get the music. Let's see. How about this one?
Oh my God.
So on November 10th, she posted this picture of food here. She has a crazy Facebook page. It's really just kind of food, and she's pretty political. Seems like she's kind of, I'm trying to scroll down on it like it's actually Facebook, but it's actually a video. And then, like, people are commenting on her page. Okay, these are comments by her now, so these are valuable. Horrible clicks runs school with illiterate literacy teacher who forces the kids that the correct way, well, you're not writing that well either, who forces the kids that the correct way is she has brung I and to pronounce macabre as macabri with the emphasis on the first syllable. Oh my God, man, this person sounds nuts. If the kid is more literate than her, her grade goes down because, well, how about you take a couple classes, Svetlana? You sound like a moron. Jesus. Your paragraph is horrible, okay? I wonder if anybody said something like that. Yeah, see, now we got these idiots. Oh, you're a... Yeah, just comment on her comment, right? That's hilarious. I mean, you write this sentence, a whole paragraph on how illiterate somebody is, and yet you aren't any better. I think that's her talking about. That's her, though, Wendy. That's actually her. That's her, Svetlana, right there. She's the one that's talking about her teacher, how illiterate her teacher for her kids are, I guess, and yet she is worse in her grammar. Big Michael Moore fan, apparently. Oh boy. Yeah, because Michael Moore is just the bastion of information. Yeah. Like they go up there and, oh, you're such a this, and it's almost like they're just trying to get attention themselves. Like, look how outraged. Man, her page is weird, just how it works, you know. And no friends listed. Yeah, I just think it's weird when people show up on their pages and type in a bunch of stuff. Like they go up there and, oh, you're such a this, and it's almost like they're just trying to get attention themselves. Like, look. Yeah, I'm not explaining that very well because now there's no chat on the side. I fast forwarded a little bit. But if you look on these videos, well, you can't see it because it's it's a video. I want to scroll up on it. Let me see if I can find it again. I'll show you this. Well, I'll just explain it. There's a lot of people that are typing in really like, oh, you're a monster for doing what you're doing, and there's just one after the other, and it's kind of weird. Like people showing up on pages to make those comments. I go there to read what they've said to see if there's a clue of some sort, but to actually be so, it almost seems like you're just trying to get attention when you do stuff like that. So if you could see down below here, you'd see these comments on there. You know, while she deserves it, it's just kind of strange. Look how outraged I am. I want everybody to notice. How about this? Just make a Facebook page and say all you want. Hey, thank you, One Way Up. But you kind of look stupid when you do that, really. And, you know, what we're doing now is we're just looking at it and critiquing it ourselves. But we're not putting, you know, comments so that you can be part of this cool little clique of, oh, everybody look. Yeah. Oh, boy. Wish I could find all the names and make sure they can't join any group that I'm in. Alright, so where was that link that you were talking about? Is that the one? Alright. The Seattle.com. Look. I'll blow your brains out. Mom charged with murder for slaying daughter, tying up family in Renton after accusing people of bullying in schools. Oh, wait, it doesn't say that. A 52-year-old Kent woman is charged with aggravated first-degree murder Friday, accused of fatally shooting her teen daughter point blank between the eyes, while also holding her ex-husband and son hostage in their Renton home. Svetlana Laurel is also charged with first-degree attempted murder, first-degree kidnapping, and unlawful imprisonment.
Attempt.
If convicted as charged for aggravated first-degree murder, Laurel would face life in prison without parole as required by state law. Back to you, Jim. Hey, where's your part, Jim? I don't hear it. Well, thanks, Chuck. The King County Medical Examiner identified the dog. Let me go over here. I think there's like a... I want to get to the part where you actually hear the whole... I think it's down below there. It's crazy. Now, like, Renton's kind of a suburb of Seattle, basically. Yeah, Jim didn't show up. I said, back to you, Jim, and he just wasn't there. And that's me live talking right now, by the way. It's not the video. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. That's what I was wondering on the show. Like, wow, it's over and over again. I think they're just reviews. Laurel and her ex-husband underwent an acrimonious divorce that was finalized in 2016. So that would have been 5 years after that street view that we looked at. According to court documents, though she initially had custody of their children, her ex-husband ultimately secured custody. See, that's what sucks, is when you have battles like this, they never turn out well. Especially when a husband takes children from the mother. You know, because the mother, you know, I know there's a different sort of a bond, I think. I know that fathers have the, you know, they love their children just as much, but there's something a little different there. Laurel and her ex-husband underwent an acrimonious divorce that was finalized in 2016, according to court documents. Let's see. It is clear that the defendant holds a deep animus towards her ex-husband, and she is proven to be capable of committing the most horrific acts against her own children. Right. Well, it turns out, see, what's funny, in a way, when this crap happens, it's like, well, don't you see why you weren't awarded custody, you idiot? This is exactly why you weren't awarded. You're a nut job. Well, no, it was him taking him that made me a... No, it wasn't, man. You're a nut job. Hey, yeah, I'm going to be reading all this, though. KW, whatever, so don't worry about it. What's that say? Here are the court documents. I don't need to see the court documents right now. That's getting way too deep at this point. I'm just kind of seeing what's going on here. The ex-husband and daughter went to Seattle for an event shortly after 5:30 p.m. Okay. Let me get back to that previous paragraph. It is clear that the defendant holds a deep animus towards her ex-husband, and she has proven to be capable of committing the most horrific acts against her own children, wrote John B. Castleton, the senior deputy prosecuting attorney who filed the charges in King County. The ex-husband and daughter went to Seattle for an event shortly after 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, leaving behind the 12-year-old son at their home in the 4700 block of Smithers Avenue South. About 10 minutes after they left, the boy heard a knock at the door and the doorbell ring. And the doorbell, isn't it supposed to be rang? Then his mother calling his name. He was confused about why she was there because she had only been at the house 8 months before. And no, it's supposed to be ring. I was wrong. Before, to drop something off, he would later tell investigators. But the boy let her in, and she gave him what she described as a Christmas presents. He opened them to find they were old clothes of his. Laurel reportedly told him that was all she could afford. Right. She then allegedly went to the back door and locked it, and then locked the interior door to the garage. Laurel asked her son to show her his bedroom upstairs. There she told him to sit. See, that statement there makes you kind of think that that's a newer house for the father. So maybe that wasn't them on Street View, because why would she want to know where his bedroom was upstairs if she had lived there with them before, you see? Sit on the ground, and she proceeded to use zip ties to bind his wrists and ankles. She also duct taped a sock into his mouth, but when that rendered the son unable to answer the questions, she removed it. Laurel then reportedly showed her son a stun gun and told him that if he screamed, she would use it on him. The boy was bound for the next 2 hours while Laurel told him his father was ruining her life, according to Renton police. She then called an old friend from Russia. See, I've kind of figured she was actually from Russia. That Russian... Yes, she's from the motherland, and hence the name. I mean, Svetlana isn't ever a name that a Russian that was born here would get, I don't think. Anyways, maybe it was, but when I heard Svetlana, I go, oh, okay, she must be from Russia. Friend who now lives in New York later told detectives that he fielded a strange call from Laurel in which she told him that she amended her will to include him. He asked her to call him back the next day, but she said in Russian, "I'm not going to be here." I don't know if you guys could hear me, but I was saying that the name Svetlana, immediately I thought she was actually from Russia when I heard it. But I think I was trying to talk and I turned the mic off, and then I turned it back on when I was done talking. She ended the call. The man took this to mean she was suicidal and tried several times to call her back before eventually calling 911. Meanwhile, the ex-husband and daughter arrived home at 8 p.m., at which time the ex-husband noticed the door leading from the garage to inside the home was locked, which was unusual. So he goes inside the garage, and then the door's locked, so he's probably like, well, wait, how come that's locked? How could it be locked? And then he thought maybe Galizia said she thought her brother was playing a joke on them. Her father recalled. That's just our brother, he's playing a joke. Or my brother. Let's see. When they unlocked the door, they were immediately confronted by Laurel, according to court records. When they asked, "What are you doing here?" she produced a stun gun and attacked her ex-husband with it, reports say. Galizia took her cell phone and ran upstairs. So this is the daughter now. Upstairs to her bedroom to call 911 at about 8:13. She told the call taker, the 911 operator, that her mother had a taser and had bound her brother. The ex-husband told police that Laurel gained his compliance with the stun gun and ordered him to sit down and zip tie his legs together. She also bound his wrists. Police say I wonder how he did what he did later then. That's crazy. Police say she then put down her stun gun and brandished a handgun, saying, "You've made my life miserable. Now I'm going to take yours." make yours miserable. If you move from that chair, I'll blow your brains out. Laurel allegedly struck her ex-husband in the head a few times with the gun and pointed the barrel at his head. The father yelled out, "She has a gun!" Now, this is really detailed. The boy still bound upstairs. The boy still bound upstairs heard this and related to his sister. She repeated it to the call receiver. Minutes later, the girl told the 911 operator that her mother was headed upstairs, then slipped the phone in his pocket with the line still open, reports say. The incident, let's see, so how does this working? She repeated it to the boy still bound upstairs heard this and related to his sister. She repeated it to the 911 operator. Minutes later, the girl told the 911 operator that her mother was headed upstairs, then slipped the phone in her pocket. Okay, that makes sense. With the line still open. God, this sort of sounds a little bit like the Klaas deal, right? With the phone still going. The incident report said the 911 call receiver could hear the woman yelling in the background, asking where the phone was, then accusing Guliza of calling 911. She was then allegedly heard saying something about, "Blow your head off." The call receiver, 911 operator, then heard a noise similar to zip ties being secured, followed by a bang. Wow. Someone then screamed about someone being dead, according to the report. The son also heard his mother shoot his sister during their dispute, he claimed. He hopped to his sister's room and found her head covered in blood and court documents her head covered in blood, court documents indicated. Laurel went downstairs, pointed the gun at her ex-husband, and pulled the trigger. So that's attempted murder. That should be the same equivalent to murder. However, the gun jammed, failed to fire. As she struggled to clear the weapon, the father freed his hands, miraculously, so he must have had his feet still tied, and lunged at her, slamming her head against the wall and throwing her across the room, disarming her in the process. The son, from the top of the stairs, yelled at his father to run. The father headed out the front door, legs still bound, and holding the gun by the tip of the handle. As officers arrived, he was followed by his son, who hopped down the stairs, hopped down stairs, then Laurel. I'm not sure what that means. Officers determined that the gun has misfired. Reports say the magazine was loaded, but the slide wouldn't move all the way forward. They found a bullet was already chambered. Cops found Guliza already dead of a gunshot wound to her head and a spent bullet at her feet. Probably a shell, I would think. So that's pretty whacked out. Look how crazy that is right there. I mean, you literally, this lady, a mother, goes in and tries to kill her whole family, and it just didn't work because basically the gun jammed. It was pure luck that she didn't kill all the rest of them. They additionally recovered the stun gun and unfired bullet in the kitchen where Laurel allegedly pulled the trigger against her. So something I did go look up was this. This is the house and the images from it from Zillow. So maybe we can try to picture where some of this might have taken place. I mean, imagining that, you know, one of these bedrooms here is the one that the girl was hiding in and then got shot in the head. So here's that kitchen that they were in, and I think that door right there is either a pantry or sometimes that's kind of the one that leads out to a garage, but given that angle, I would think maybe that's a pantry. I don't know. It's hard to say. No, so there's the garage door, and then inside that garage door is a door to exit the garage to go inside. She locked that door, and she locked the back door. I wonder if that's the back door right there, out on that deck. Yep, there's still some clanking and stuff going around because stuff is going on inside the house. Her ex-husband, Laurel, continues to be held without bail. Wow. That's a complete nightmare right there. So by the way, that stuff I just showed you a minute ago was me live, okay? The images inside the house on Zillow. Maybe I didn't make that clear, right? But that was just me joining back in. So the husband, the mother shows up a little after 5 o'clock, I guess, and then goes into the house and knocks on the door. Then her 12-year-old son answers, and she hadn't been there in 8 months, so he's confused. And then he gives her a gift that are actually old clothes that he used to have. And then while he was sitting there, she went around and locked the front door and then locked the door that led to the garage. And then she came back and then zip tied him up, and then I guess had a gag in his mouth or something like that with duct tape, but then said, listen, and then pulled out the stun gun and said, if you say anything, I'll use this on you. And then a few hours later, her ex-husband and daughter went into the garage, and when they went in the garage, they found that the door was locked that led to the house. So they thought it was a joke, but then they unlocked the door, and then boom, the ex-wife is standing there. And she has a stun gun on him, and the stun gun was able to control the husband, and they got zip ties on his feet and his hands. And then at some point, the daughter ran upstairs and called 911, and then realized that the mother was heading up, and then put the cell phone in her pocket. And then she went upstairs and then shot her daughter in the head, and this is all heard on the 911 call. And then the young son, who was tied upstairs, actually went hopping over there. I don't know if he hopped over there or walked over there, but he saw his sister there with her head covered in blood. And the mother at that time went downstairs and went up to the husband and said, "You ruined my life," and pulled the trigger on him. And it didn't fire, so he took that opportunity. Miraculously, his hands were free, and he jumped up and slammed her against the wall. And then he took the gun and got outside, and the police showed up, and then it was all solved. But unfortunately, the 14-year-old daughter was killed. Wow, that's ridiculous. Yeah, she shouldn't get bail at all. I mean, there's no way in hell. Yeah, no problem, Kit Kat. God, it's 12 o'clock? Holy crap. Well, I think this is, we can look at those court documents. If you want to email me those, I don't want to do it now because it's already late, but if you have those court documents that you found up above, I don't know who that was, to be honest with you. Send me the email to grayhughes2@gmail.com. Oops. Looks like I can't remember who was that in there. Somebody asked about what case this is. It's just out of Kent, Washington. Mother killed her daughter and was actually going to kill all of them, but didn't do it. I mean, she wasn't able to. The gun jammed. And the husband, who was tied up just prior to that, took a chance right when she was trying to figure out how to unjam the gun and tackled her and knocked the gun out of her hand. But you can go look that up. I'm probably going to discuss it in more depth. Maybe not tonight, but maybe. I was thinking of maybe coming on later at 9:30, but it is Christmas. I'm not really sure. Are you guys into still talking about crimes on Christmas Eve? I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. Yeah, everybody in our little neighborhood here is getting food. So I just added that to me live. This is great, live talking now. Yeah, see, that was last night's show, everybody. And here I am, live. I re-uploaded it for those of you who missed it, because last night I played a little bit of an NBA basketball game, and they said, well, we pretty much have all the rights to your video now. And I said, well, screw that, and deleted it. And now I just played it on, streamed it on a new live, and then added some more comments. Ada was asking me about people in a different chat that were slamming me, and we discussed that for a little bit. We, don't mention any names here, but that did happen last night. Just completely, absolutely blown up out of proportion, an entire basic, simple comments that were turned into something completely ludicrous. Yes, watch a movie. I like the show called Traveler on Netflix. It has the same guy that was in Will and Grace, but it's a pretty good show. Like, they're from the future, and they've come back to current time to keep whatever happened in the future from happening. But yes, why don't you all go to do your Christmas Eve kind of stuff, and I might come on later. If not, though, I want to tell everybody to have a fantastic Christmas. But I'll try to come on and maybe do like maybe just sort of a more mellow type of a show. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really, it was just more disappointing. It like nothing they said affected my, like, oh gosh, I'm so devastated. Oh, it was more like, wow. Like, you can't even understand, like, what's, when somebody's texting, you can't supply nonverbal communication meaning to literal texting. I mean, it was incredible. And absolutely misunderstanding and misquoting shows that I've done. Like, literally, they're not even close. But anyways, like earlier I said, what did I say? I said, wow, now people are copying my Google Earth stuff flying around. And then they somehow interpreted that to mean that I told them all they can't use Google Earth, and then I'm copywriting to be able to use it. I mean, how do you come up with that kind of logic? That's just absolutely dumb. Let's see, what do we got here? Wow, still here. Well, I hope so, Sam. Merry Christmas, freakazoids. Oh, look, I got a moonwalker coming by here. Not sure what they are. They actually were saying I was jealous of them. Can you believe that shit? Like, Gray's here because he's jealous. Really? I mean, do you understand how ludicrous that sounds, honestly? I mean, I don't know what the jealousy would be about. That's not why I feel the way I feel about what was going on, okay? I've explained it. And if you can go back and listen to the more of the beginning of this video, and you'll hear what I was thinking. How dare me, Jeff Fiedler said. Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody. I don't think I'll do a flyby, but maybe if I come back on later, we can do one. Maybe have Santa flying around. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, if I don't talk to you guys, I want you all to have a Merry Christmas, and I absolutely appreciate all of your support. I want to thank Amazing 80, Miss Hall, Sooner History, someone named We Love You, Ashleela Smith, Chickie's mom, Daro, Tara Bella, and One Way Up for your super chat donations. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. And then also, I don't want to forget, on PayPal, I had a donation from two donations. One from Addie and one from Megan. So I really appreciate it. Oh, and it looks like at the last second, Audra Blankenship. As I would call her, Audra Blankenship. All right? Who's got an album coming out. You should check it out. You can already order it online. And no, she didn't pay. Well, now that she just put $2 in there, you might think that she paid me to do that, but that isn't why I said that. I do it anyways. Okay? But yeah, that's not. I don't think Kyle's statement was hating. I think he sort of realizes what, I've had some people say the same thing, like, yeah. Because what happens is when you collaborate sometimes is you have to let the other person have their thoughts, and if they bust out like some really weird conspiracy shit, I don't know how to treat that. I almost have to accept it when I don't really want to, Like, I'd really like to say, that's total nonsense. What are you talking about? But it just is what it is. Well, what did he say? He just said, no offense, but I've only liked a few collaborations you've done. Some people are into sensationalizing cases. He's not saying that's me. He's saying that other people sensationalize, where he likes just when I do them on my own. I get what Kyle's saying. So he wasn't saying anything derogatory. Merry Christmas, Sam. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. How was that? Was that pretty good? Yep. All right. Have fun with the family and everything. And if I come back on later, I'll see you guys there. But if not, as I always say, everybody, be safe out there.